One more year around the sun. Yes, I am a year older and I think looking better than ever. We got a new episode for you guys today, so strap on in. This one's going to be a little different. What's going on, guys? The Real Sharif M here, aka Mangana Steel, and I got a different little episode for you guys today. Today we are going to be talking about a little bit of a mail haul that I did. For whatever reason, a bunch of packages that were supposed to come over the course of like the next week almost all decided to drop at my house today, which is pretty dope. I'm pretty excited. So we're going to start the kind of like show and tell session here from the kind of ridiculous to the practical, and then end on some tactical stuff. Okay? So right from the outset, if you guys didn't know, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, and one of my favorite movies was the movie Hackers.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car!
Hack the planet!
I was like a little kind of wannabe hacker back in the day. Let's just say I may have changed the name of my school's like entire network system back when I was in high school. May have gotten into some trouble for some other computer related stuff when I was younger. And man, the movie Hackers was like such a coming of age moment for me. Like so many things happened in relation to that movie, right? It was the first movie I ever hooked up with a girl at. And it was definitely the first movie that I ever won anything from. So let me explain. In my life, I have never had the kind of luck where I win like giveaways, sweepstakes, anything like that. And Hackers, as part of a promotion with Intel, did like a giveaway. And I entered and I won, which was insane. And so it was the first time I had ever won anything, and it had to do with the movie Hackers. So this dude on Instagram by the name of Casa de Legno, right, has decided to release like some limited edition EDC and like computer gear, and I had to get it. I had to get it. So first thing that came in, yes, Hack the Planet with young Angelina Jolie. Oh, my darling. Oh, so hot. So hot. Super cool. I don't even use a mouse. I use a freaking trackball. Yes, I'm one of those weirdos, right? But I just had to have it so I could stare at her face every day and get reminded of Hack the Planet. To go with that, he released a limited edition patch of the old school Motorola two-way pager with Hack the Planet from the movie right on it. So I actually picked up two of these, and one of them is chilling right there. Super cool. And for the people that got the pager patch, he included these little pins with the former like most popular passwords back in the day of love, sex, secret, and God. So if you remember the movie, you remember that these were the 4 most popular passwords. But how dope is that? So cool. So cool. So yeah, check this dude out. Casa de Legno. That's probably going to be backwards on your screens, but he is on Instagram. He is putting out some really creative patches, and I had to get some. So, now from the ridiculous to the kind of practical, I have been the type of guy who always likes to have some kit with him or nearby in case of emergencies. And so sometimes I go out, I take like a sling bag, or if I go on trips, I usually have like a couple of different pouches in my backpack that cover like any sort of scenario. Well, I figured out that I could actually consolidate almost everything I have into one of these notorious EDC AGPs. So I ended up picking one of these up. Of course, started decorating it with my favorite patches and ranger eyes. And what I've been trying to do is get the kind of gear that I like to have all in one place. So we're getting there. I'm not completely there, but let me show you what I got, right? I got a Zippo, stonewashed, silver, the world's first and only fidget toy. Yeah, bet you didn't know I could do that. It's because I used to fidget with a Zippo whenever I was going through a serious nick fit, right? Zippos are absolutely phenomenal, forever useful, and having fire on you and available to you is always a good thing in my book. Next up is I got the Swiss Army Compact. The reason I like the Compact is because I don't need a saw. I don't need a magnifying glass. I don't need a lot of tools. What I do need, and I like to have on me, a bottle opener, for sure. I like that I've got a backup pen here and a toothpick already like on there and a set of tweezers. Sometimes I get splinters and shit. Having a set of tweezers is really beneficial, and you'd be surprised how often this little screwdriver can come in handy. I mean, especially as a eyeglass wearer, it's nice to have that on hand. And the Compact also comes with this little pin, right? That also has come in handy for me on a number of occasions, and it's all built in, along with some scissors and of course a blade. It's not very big, and what I plan on doing with this guy is actually getting some daily custom scales and swapping the red out for some just nice plain titanium so they go with the rest of the setup here, right? Now, the next thing that I keep inside of here is this little stonewashed titanium pill case where I have some like digestive medicine, some Bayer like low dose, you know, for those of us who are getting up in age. It's nice to take care of your heart health. And I do have some allergy medication because as I travel, my allergies flare up on occasion unexpectedly. So always nice to have a few little pills. And that leaves me with a couple of more slots here. I'm still trying to figure out what to put. So if you guys have any suggestions on nice little EDC tools and accessories that aren't covered here, let me know. For the time being, I'm carrying my Lumentop EDC-05. It's not titanium. I want this whole thing to be like titanium. So this is going to get replaced with a Raylight LAN. And the reason I chose the Raylight LAN and the reason why I like this Lumentop EDC-05 is because it can run on a 14500 rechargeable battery and get crazy output. I mean, Lumentop claims that this can get 800 lumens at like on the boost mode, but really, like with testing, it's closer to like 500. But that's not its party piece. The party piece is that this thing can run on 14500 rechargeables and AA batteries, which are one of the most common batteries that you can find. You can literally like pilfer them from anywhere in case this 14500 dies. Now me, like if I'm just like chilling around town, whatever, this is usually what I carry as my EDC flashlight, right? It's an Olight Warrior 2 Mini, right? And this is one of the special editions in this kind of like blurple and rose gold. I love it. It's super sexy, and it just serves every purpose that I need from a flashlight and more. However, I do get some concerns with the battery life, you know. Not that this doesn't have great battery life, it does, but if the battery dies, I cannot easily recharge or replace it. So this guy is more for my like around town daily carry, and this is for my travel because I don't want to take, you know, a separate charger for the Olight and all of that stuff. And I mean, I even have this guy, you know, which is a great little flashlight, but the whole battery anxiety issue is even worse here, which is why I love having a AA capable battery flashlight, you know. Yeah, you get diminished output, but most of the time you don't need more than 150 lumens. What you really need is proper dispersion of the light and good run times. And the Raylight LAN hits all of those, okay? Now, inside of this guy, this little pouch right here, okay, I keep some batteries, not batteries, talking about batteries. I keep some bandages, right? Because you never know. I cut myself open all the time. Sometimes I don't even realize I did it. So it's always a good idea to have, you know, not like serious first aid, but like kind of basic stuff. And they don't take up a lot of space. It's, you know, it's not like there's a ton of room in there. So, you know, bandages are perfect. What I'm thinking about putting here in this last little spot is a Big Idea Design Bit Bar 2.0. And the reason why is because it always helps to have some spare bits. And while I do have one of these bit vaults, I've never been super duper happy with like the feel of this thing. And in particular, when you open it, you know, you got to do this whole, okay, let me cover these so I can get to this one. And then if you don't do it just right, then all of them fall out. And, you know, I used to even keep some of my pills in here. And it's just was a little bit of a pain. I love the idea of the bit vault that they're all kind of magnetically retained. You just slide the thing out and then you can pull out your individual bit. Only problem is, damn thing's so popular, I can't seem to get my hands on one. So if you guys know of a place where I can get a bit bar, let me know down in the comments below. All right. So last but not least, for my little EDC pouch here is I keep a notebook with a Big Idea Design pen, titanium, of course, because this is going to be a little titanium loadout. If you guys want to see, I keep track of my to-dos. This is just my to-do list for manganese steel. This isn't even the rest of my life. 2 damn pages. Actually, it's starting to go onto a 3rd damn page of to-do list just to like start my little manganese steel knife company. Nuts. And I like to keep a little 5" by 5" hank with a microfiber backing so I can clean my glasses anywhere, anytime, right? So that is my sort of practical setup and what I'm carrying in it right now. Oh, I totally forgot, actually. I got one more thing that just popped into this guy. I'm still on the fence about it because it seems like it's a little bulky for my needs, but I got this little power bank. Now, this guy is rated at what? I think this is 6,000 mAh, right? And it's cool because, you know, over here, you got USB-C. I use Android, so that's perfect for me. But over here, you know, you got the iPhone connection, which is cool because, you know, a lot of people have iPhones. You got a little, you know, battery readout there, and then, you know, your inputs over here. Great. My only beef with this thing is at about a 1/2 inch thick, it's a little bulky for this guy. I mean, it fits, don't get me wrong, but I don't need that much. And realistically, this is more for emergency situations. So like even 3,000 milliamp hours would be sufficient for me. But yeah, look at that chunky boy in there. That's really flexing that guy out. It'll work for now, but I may look for a replacement. Moving on from the practical to the tactical, one of the things that finally came in the mail, these guys are for some reason really difficult to get, is this guy. I don't know if you know what this is. Those of you who run AR-15s may recognize it. This is a little bottle for lubricant that you can actually store in your pistol grip if you run a Magpul pistol grip, which I do. I tend to run the K2 Plus because I got big old beefy hands and I like the rubberized grip. The grip angle is real nice, and this guy just slides right in there, just like that. It's a factory part. It's not a modification. This was designed for this. And, you know, if you know AR-15s, you know that they are oil hungry. They like to drink lubricant. So it's always smart to have some available to you whenever you can. And just being able to store it right like that in the grip, you never have to worry about it. So that's really, really cool. Totally love that. Now, one of the things that is a really, I don't know, aesthetic part a lot of people get crazy over is the charging handle. This is the Aero Precision Breach. It's just what I have for now. I'm probably going to swap that out for Radian, is it called, the Raptor or the Talon? I can never remember. But I like Radian charging handles and safeties. However, the coolest little thing came out recently that mimics that same style. You see that right there? Yes, this is the Knock Knives E001 push dagger. I love this thing. This thing is absolutely ridiculous. Has a handle of an AR-15 charging handle, and then this beefy little blade. I mean, I'm thinking this thing's like easily 4 or 5 millimeters thick, and it is thick with 3 C's, my guys. This thing is super dope. Love the styling. The second I saw that it had an AR-15 charging handle as part of the design language of it, I had to have it. I absolutely had to have it. This is my first rodeo with Knock Knives, and I gotta say, I'm actually really impressed with the build quality. Came in this little carbon fiber sheath. The titanium is milled beautifully. Really, really nice. I mean, this thing is surprisingly dense, surprisingly heavy. Again, nice retention out of the sheath. Nice grip, nice ergos. I personally find it a little bit more comfortable with my first 2 fingers because I got a chunky hand, right? But this thing locks back in. No rattle, none of that. And it came in this overkill of a case. Like, definitely the biggest case that I have ever received for something so small. But yeah, guys, this thing is absolutely dope and feels like a really nasty tool. It is sharpened on both edges, which may make this illegal in some parts of California, but it is very nicely done. It does have a belt satin grind on the flats here. I don't know if that'll come through, but just really, really nicely done. Every element of it, and especially for a blade so small, I gotta say, I'm genuinely impressed with the grinds and the execution. Super dope, right? So that has been a little bit of my haul, and man, like, silly, goofy stuff, but a lot of fun, and I'm really, really happy. So Let me know what are some of the crazy things that you guys have picked up recently and what has been tickling your pickle in the EDC world. Please drop some comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later on this week. Peace.